You guys had a phenomenal quarter, and I just want to throw out some of the numbers. Revenues were up 29% from the year before. Earnings grew 24% from the year before, and your same-store sales jumped 17% from the year before. Is this the high watermark for the company, or can you guys continue these kinds of numbers?
You know, we were really proud of the numbers, but, you know, more than just the numbers, Carol, we were super proud of our teams because all the numbers that you just talked about, all of that happens at the front line in our restaurants. And so our managers and our crews, you know, have done a great job, and we're super, super proud. But in terms of what's ahead of us, no, we think we can get better. We think we can get better on throughput, even though we've hit high water marks on throughput. We think we can do better in terms of sourcing the ingredients we find. We're constantly trying to find better ingredients. Although we have great teams today, we think we can do even a better job of having even better employees with better cultures so that they can rise up to be future leaders of our company. So we feel like our future is really bright, and so we don't think this is kind of a peak for us in any way.
And I've spent a bunch of time with, you know, Monty Moran, your co-CEO, Steve Ells.
Right.
You guys definitely do have a specific culture, and you really cultivate your workers because you know that they're kind of on the front line there with all your customers. Let me talk, though, about the increase in numbers. How much of that was a result of the increase that you guys did in menu prices?
Very small. Of the 17.3% comp, just 2.5% was menu price increase. We did raise prices during the quarter, but we only got a partial effect. So most of that comp is from additional transactions, either additional customers, new customers coming into Chipotle, or existing customers coming more often.
You know, Jack, overall, many restaurants are looking for, you know, local, sustainable, non-GMO ingredients. And at the end of the day, they are a lot more expensive. And with you expanding so much, is another price hike on the rise for 2015?
No, you know, this price increase that we just took was the first one in 3 years. We've had a history of going out and sourcing high-quality ingredients, and our food cost is either at or among the highest in the entire restaurant industry. What we do is we try to build our business model so that we find efficiencies everywhere else throughout our model, so that we can find efficiencies in having a smaller restaurant and being efficient in the way we maintain the restaurant. So the rent is lower, the utilities are lower. We're really efficient in the way we deploy our resources so we can invest more in food. And so the fact that while everyone else is raising prices over the last 3 years, we weren't raising prices. We're continuing to invest in food. We've been investing, as you mentioned, you know, removing GMOs. We've been investing in that, and then not raising prices. And it's something that we want to go out and source high-quality food, but remain accessible. We know if we become too expensive, only some people can enjoy Chipotle, and we want everyone to come.
Jack, part of the business model, a big part of it is you guys are expanding what you do beyond Chipotle Mexican Grill. You're doing Shop House, Southeast Asian food. You're also looking into Pizzeria Locale. I know you're building a second location, looking at a third location. Talk to me about the extension of the brand and how the growth is going in those areas.
Well, we're super excited about Pizzeria Locale and Shop House because we've always felt, and Steve Ells in particular has always felt, that Chipotle isn't special because of burritos and tacos. It's special because of our approach to food and our food culture. It's special because of our people culture, and it's special because of the business model. We have this strong business model that allows us to invest in both our food and our people. We think we can apply that to other cuisines, and Shop House and Pizzeria Locale we think are great examples of that. We're super excited about where we are so far. Pizzeria Locale, I just had lunch there yesterday, and it was absolutely delicious. And our second restaurant is under construction. We think it will open either later this quarter or early in the fourth quarter. We're up to 7 Shop House restaurants right now, and customers love both Pizzeria Locale and Shop House. The teams are great, the food is delicious, and you know, we think there's a bright future.
Jack, but what part of that is to offset market penetration for Chipotle? If you're at max market penetration for Chipotle, are you forced to go into other cuisines?
We're not near market penetration for Chipotle. We've got around 1,700 restaurants right now. We think we can easily have 4,000. We thought we could have 4,000 restaurants 8 years ago when we went public, and our unit economics aren't quite what they are aren't anywhere near where they are today. The awareness not near where it is today. So it's likely that number is quite a bit higher. So we planted, and we call these growth seeds. We don't call them growth strategies because we don't need the growth right now. We're not enamored with growth for growth's sake. So we planted these seeds so we can nurture these brands, allow customers to discover them, allow them to become special brands just like Chipotle, and we're not emphasizing growth in any way. We don't need growth really in any way right now.
But you'll take the growth, right?
We'll take the growth, but you know, one thing that we won't do and other companies do, some companies will put growth as the primary objective. Our primary objective is to create a special dining experience. We want to change food culture. We want to source quality ingredients. And if we do all that well, the growth will be there, and it will actually the easier for the growth to happen if we do all the nurturing of the brand along the way.
Jack, one last question. You guys have come under criticism, some of the senior executives, for the executive compensation plans that they are getting. You guys do pay above minimum wage to a lot of your workers and your restaurateurs. Some would say this quarter justifies what those executives are being paid, but you guys are reviewing that executive compensation package. Any progress on that?
Yeah, you know, it's in the hands of our comp committee right now. They've been working throughout the summer since our shareholder meeting in May, and they're making progress. They've still got work to do, but nothing to report yet. But yeah, our comp committee is definitely working on something.
All right, thanks so much. Really appreciate you joining us today, Jack Hartung, CFO of Chipotle, and of course, Bloomberg National Correspondent Carol Nasser. Thank you so much.